the mic. Ooh, who changed it? Okay, first poet to the mic. Put your hands together for Fitoti.
Yeah. He tried to put me at the end.
All right. I'm reading something.
Uh-oh.
How y'all doing this evening when I get this together? Dang, y'all don't sound like y'all doing too good. How are y'all doing this evening while I get this together? Y'all mind if I read?
No, I'm gonna read.
All right.
Yep. Reading is fundamental. They talk.
Exactly. This is He Watches Me. Feeling battered and discouraged from the flurry of worries, I grabbed some bourbon and my burdens and sat by the window pane. I was in pain. I wiped away the condensation so that I can clearly survey the situation. The precipitation was flowing from my eyes. The weather was actually quite beautiful outside, and the sparrows were singing as if they hadn't a care in the world. And they don't. Because God provides their every need, and their desires are but an effort away. So up and away they fly in defiance of gravity's incessant stronghold. But for moments they are free from the burdens that leave those like me landbound and leaking melancholy rain to wash away the crescendo of pain as I sat pondering my predicament by that second-story window pane. I thought about the love of money being the root of all evil, but the lack of money was the cause of my emotional upheaval. I was stressing over the mess that the Great Recession had left us in. It's unbelievable how low on friends one become when you're low on funds. In addition to my financial woes, my relationship has sunk to new lows. So I was mourning that morning because my baby had left me the night before with no forewarning. She said it wasn't about the money, but it's funny how money always came up when she got mad. Love can't pay my bills and buy me Gucci shoes and matching bags. She said to me as she ironically packed her rags into Walmart bags and left. Love usually does last longer than anger, but the anguish of losing love looms, and broken hearts never mend too soon. So the transition from being in pain to being okay seemed to linger and leave me lonely and inebriated with the 380 to my skull, wondering if it'll go black before I hear the boom. But nah, I refuse to let the suicide shadow have my soul. As I marveled at the sparrow's flight, I began to realize that I was witnessing hope in motion, and it made me more emotional. As I watched him soar, I saw living proof that it really is possible to reach the brink of heaven while still breathing, and it made me want to begin to believe again. I almost smiled. Humans can only dream of flying, and we can build things that soar, but there's nothing like spreading your wings and flying, because that's exactly what you were created for. Can you imagine that? I stopped imagining that. Now I'm at that window, pained and traumatized, and I can hardly recognize a guy in the reflection trying to lure me towards the self-pity section of my psyche, and I don't like me like that. Nobody's perfect, said the shadow of doubt that haunted me as it preyed upon the predicament that daunted me. Nobody's perfect? That's the surrender call of the mediocre. The glass is half empty. Maybe success is not meant for me type jokers, not for me. Failure is not an option, said the Mr. Make It Happen in me. He's the keeper stepping no matter the weather, the unflappable, ever optimistic, Mr. Terrific. He depicts the happiness will happen in me. I watched as the mother sparrow flew back with worm and beak to feed her hungry hatchling in the freshly renovated nest that she made from the twigs of mesh that the Lord's blessing provided. They sung with glee as they feasted upon their provisions, but didn't notice the insidious tree snake that slowly slithered by them. Tragic is even more tragic when you go from sinking to dying. I tried to warn her, but she had already sensed the danger to come. The mother sparrow squawked and pecked to protect her young. She flapped and screamed for help, but help did not come. Her valiant efforts were in vain because the baby bird was engulfed in one gulp into the gulp of the tree snake's mouth. And to add insult to tragedy, the snake raked its tail across the nest and destroyed her home as it slithered away in the hole in the tree with the baby bird still squirming in its gaping mouth. Just like that. Poor Mother Sparrow had lost everything. Assuming that she would want to wallow in self-pity along with me, I prepared a place by her by the window pane, but she did not come. I assumed that the song had been ripped from her soul and the recent violence had silenced her serenade, but she still sung. I just knew that cruel fate had clipped her wings and grounded her, but I was astounded when she did not succumb. She still flew. Then faith illuminated the pathway to my redemption as I inhaled the hope that filled the air that the sparrow soared upon. I could feel the eyes of God watching us, so I smiled as I began to again dream of flying, because God watches me too.